And we are now underway. The start cave is not normal. It's where the Armo statue item is in northeastern Hyrule. And somebody's got a case of the Mondays. That is a community hint that could possibly be the door repair penalty message we could be looking at.
Yeah, right away, shuffle starts.
Oh, boomstick's in play, folks. The boomstick is in play, as we see on Putz's side. What that is normally when you pick up the magic wand, if you get the book, it's something you want to avoid because it bursts into flames after it makes contact with the enemy. But the boomstick, instead of flames, it turns into bombs, and that deals a tremendous amount of damage. Plus, you can bomb your way through the dungeons to your heart's content. It replaces the large-priced magical shield that's normally 160 rupees.
Yeah, meanwhile, Putz screen scrolling over to level 5 on the first quest overworld, and it's actually level 5 and does find a dungeon to boot. And trying to get some clips in here against the Goma with no sword. A little bit difficult, but we'll see if he finds an item.
If that's the case, that could help us out, Adaginos, because the palettes are shuffled, and we are starting to get some indication that this is looking like Shapes. What Shapes is the design of the levels are going to be completely shuffled and randomized, so it is going to be tough for these players to excavate through these levels. We like to play a game called Find the Bomb Hole, because without the map, you could be bombing, using a lot of bombs, and wasting them. Hey, a wooden sword found by Toaster.
Yeah, Toaster making the usual play to head towards the start cave, as it's extremely likely that the wood sword is there, even with shuffled overworld caves. Does pick himself up a wood sword, and also important to note that we do have extra candles available, provided that they find a take any cave.
That is correct. If they find any of the take any bonus caves there, in addition to the heart container and the red potion, you can select from a blue candle. And that might be a decision these players are going to be making very early, because blue candle, very useful for excavating Hyrule. Burn those bushes away. Yeah, that was Vanilla level 5. A Toaster heading for Vanilla level 1. There is a dungeon there, and it's really starting to look like that all of the dungeons are in their respective first quest spots. If that's the case, we're looking at a first quest overworld.
Yeah, for sure. And a bow on the floor would definitely indicate that this is level 1.
Yep, which means potentially, it's a very small potential, but there's a small chance the items might be in their proper spot. Speaking of proper spot, there's the white sword in the white sword cave. So far, we're 2 for 2. Also, one thing I want to point out, as Toaster takes a death right there, the hints. Looks like the hints are either going to be all helpful, or it's going to be a mix of helpful and community hints. So no deceptive hints in this particular race. Toaster finds, and look at this, normally you don't see a staircase that's going to take you to another part of level 1, but in Shapes, you're going to see a lot of segmented dungeons, and some have multiple segments. Level 1 is one of them, and a death right there on Putz before you can get to level 1.
Yeah, it's always interesting when these early levels end up having segments in them. It kind of throws you for a loop when you walk in there and you're expecting to find an item in that staircase, and there's, well, some way to go to another part of the dungeon.
Toaster has found the second item, and it's the red candle. Excellent find here in level 1, so we can now confirm that all the items have been randomized. Red candle, a very useful pickup early on, because you don't have to spend those 60 rupees, you don't have to take it out of a bonus cave, and the red candle allows you to fire multiple shots on the same screen. So if you miss your mark, you get another chance, whereas the blue candle, it's one shot, you have to go back and then come back to the same screen if you want to shoot again. And it looks like that the secrets were standard at 100 rupees. There's the large secret. But we kind of figured that, considering that the prices of the shops were not shuffled either. I believe those two are sharing the same flag.
That is correct, yes.
Toaster is trying to full clear as many rooms as he possibly can. We don't know if the Triforce is shuffled or if it's always going to be in the Triforce room. We'll stay tuned and find out how that's going to be played out. The Dongo dwells in the forest. That's a helpful hint. So we know the general location of level 2. Of course, it's not really helpful because, again, the dungeons not shuffled. They're in their respective vanilla locations.
Yeah, always unfortunate to get helpful hints whenever you have standard overworld, but it could prove to be useful if they do find a hint about an item. And Putz finally finding his way to the wooden sword and makes a candle instead of the sword.
Interesting move there. I mean, he has discovered the white sword. He just needs to find a couple of heart containers in order to get the white sword. And he's a very good swordless competitor, so we'll see if that comes into play. Of course, little does he know, he's going to find the red candle in level 1.
Well, at this point, it's also a good play because he knows where the heart containers are. So he can get himself at least one heart container here, south of 1, and then just needs to get a hold of one more to get that white sword.
All right.
The only thing that could play villain to that would be his inability to get hold of a bomb, but he should be able to at least locate a shop where he can buy a bomb. The shuffled HP might make it difficult to procure one otherwise, but should be able to get that shortly and then head over to pick up the last 2 hearts to make sure that he 100% can get the wood sword or the white sword, which can be shuffled anywhere between 4 to 6 hearts. And meanwhile, Toaster's still having no luck locating this Triforce in level 1.
Excuse me, Adiginos, I'm going to have to step out for just a moment because I might be having some issues with my microphone. I'm going to try and log off and log back in, so you take it away for the next few minutes, and I'll be back.
Got you covered. So Putt's going to head over here, and looks like he's going to, I would assume, go grab, he's actually farming for a bomb, but I'm assuming he's just going to go buy one. Meanwhile, Toaster does finally find the Triforce in level 1 after burning through all of his keys, but does manage to get that, and I assume that he's probably going to head over towards some other dungeons, like maybe 2 or 3 next. Meanwhile, Putt's still looking to buy, or to farm a bomb. He could head over to the coast and just buy one from the shop, but it looks like he's pretty adamant on farming one. Looks like Toaster is going to make his way down to level 2 next. Good choice, as there is always the free item on the ground there, as well as usually a very small dungeon, even with shapes. Putz does manage to find his final bomb and is going to go ahead up in A, and he should, I would assume, go down and get the other heart container, which he does at Spectacle Rock, again guaranteeing that he's able to get the white sword, as it could be shuffled up to possibly 6 hearts with the flags that we have, and this will guarantee that no matter what, he's able to get it. And I agree with you, Ampharos. The fact that the red candle is so easily available in level 1 has really proven to be quite the boon. Even without the white sword, has allowed him to move through these dungeons at an accelerated pace. So working to his advantage there, and he should easily be able to pick up the white sword at a later time.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Hopefully that took care of everything. I'm hoping we're back good to go here, and it looks like AmazingToaster is in a new level.
Yeah, he's in level 2 and unfortunately running into some issues with keys, as he had to use, I believe, his final 3 to find the Triforce in level 1, and has found a lot of key doors thus far in level 2 as well.
Yes, indeed. You never want to play 3-door Monty when you have no keys, because when you find that key, you got to pick that right door to take it to where you need to go.
Indeed, and Toaster not shying away from using his bombs on these Gorilla, and Putz goes ahead and buys the book early. We'll see if that pays off. I know that I've done that before and then never happened into the wand, so we'll see how that works for him.
That's an excellent purchase for him, because if you've ever watched Putz do his Zelda Randomizer races, he is not a person who will go for the blue ring. It's either red ring or bust for him. So, yep, that's a solid purchase on Putz's part. If he finds that magic wand, bombs away.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's still early in the seed as well, and you're guaranteed to have the other 100 secrets out there, and he knows where they are, so finding money is not an issue for sure.
By the way, did Putz try white sword at 5 or 6 hearts?
He got both the coast and the monocle rock hearts before going up there, so he checked it at 6, which I think was the right play, so that way he didn't have to backtrack.
Oh, absolutely. You want to guarantee yourself that white sword. What we mean by that is there is a chance, a 50-50 chance, that the amount of HP you need for the white sword is shuffled. It's a 50-50 chance. Triforce is in the Triforce room where Putz is right now. Was that in the level 1's Triforce room as well?
Yeah, the drops are not shuffled in the dungeons, which means that Triforces will be in their rooms at all times, which makes it pretty easy for these guys to find what they're looking for. In shapes, everything is basically kind of shuffled except for the Triforce room when it comes to drops, which, you know, again, that's the thing you're looking for, so it makes it a lot easier to get through these dungeons quickly.
Right, back to what I was saying about the white sword item. 50-50 chance that the HP needed is shuffled. If it is shuffled, you're going to need a plus or 1 minus deviation. You may need somewhere between 4 and 6 hearts to pick it up. Same thing applies with the magical sword. 50-50 chance that flag is shuffled. Normally you need 12 hearts to pick up the magical sword, but the variation could be plus or minus 2, so somewhere between 10 and 14 hearts you might need to pick up the magical sword.
Indeed, it looks like these guys want to make some pink lemonade between these two dungeons.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the dungeon colors. You've got that hot pink-like color and then the banana yellow color that AmazingToaster's in right now.
Yeah, both a little bit eye bleeding, but I think we'll be able to get through it. Toaster still trying to clip into that same staircase that Putz was having trouble with earlier, and unfortunately takes a death. Even with the sword and being able to clip, getting through that Goma can be a bit of a chore sometimes.
Alrighty, so again, looking for the items here. Could you recap what levels are both of these players in right now?
AmazingToaster is in level 5, and I'm not quite sure where Putz is.
Okay, so AmazingToaster's looking for that one item here. Of course, level 5 by default is a segmented staircase, but we could be talking about lots of segments. Normally, a map is not really a good item to pick up when you're talking about the vanilla layouts for dungeons, but in shapes, finding the map is actually very useful because, again, then you'll know where not to bomb.
Yeah, indeed. It's sometimes even in level, or in vanilla levels, finding that map may not be a bad thing if it's one of the later dungeons, but it looks like we have a grumble in what might be level 8 according to the chat, so he could be shuffled, and we'll see if he's required.
Yep, a potential bait block right there, and he's taking it out on the Gibdo right there by stabbing it. Of course, by the way, there's a technique. If you stab that Gibdos or whatever that block is going to be, you could build up your bomb counter like that very quickly.
Yes, indeed, and Toaster using a lot of time trying to get through this staircase. Unfortunately, it's just not having a lot of luck getting that clip in before the fireballs come his way.
It's very difficult to clip through a Goma here, especially this diamond staircase. He's having no luck. He's down to 1 heart, and he's just going to get out of there. Oh, nasty.
Putz trying to tank his way to that key, and unfortunately does not make it in time.
Yep, the Dark Nuts had nothing good to say to Putz right there, so he's going to have to try again. Toaster finally makes it through, but unfortunately for him, that is not where the item is. It's just going to take him to another part of level 5. Again, level 5 could have several segments. It is not as easy as you think it is, folks.
Yeah, Putz taking out this Gliok, which does not have 0 hit points, just to find himself in yet another river room with a Goma. Does get a key, but it's going to have to up an A anyways. It looks like this is a 3-segment level 8.
Wow, quite a few segments already. So, have we determined if this is random HP or standard HP?
It looks like it's standard.
Yep, by random, the enemies could have plus or minus 4 hit points. For example, you could have what we call super keys that could require 4 hits. But on the other token, I think you could have red Wizrobes go down in just 1 hit.
Yeah, indeed, and that's never a bad thing. Shuffled HP is one of those things that always is a stigma for a lot of people because it can either be really kind or it can be really mean. And a lot of times it tends to tilt towards the really mean because if you get like blue Dark Nuts or the blue Wizrobes that have really bad hit points, you're in for a rough time. Putz does find a raft in level 8, so the searching around does pay off a little bit, but we'll see if the raft actually is required at all.
Raft is required because remember, this is vanilla
Right, yeah,
locations. Level 4, definitely a raft required. So, yep, good pickup there by Putz.
Has lots of keys too, up to 8 keys, and knows where that Triforce is, but it looks like he is going to be spending a little bit more time searching for that second item.
Yes, indeed. We never know what that second item is going to be. Maybe he could find the silver arrows. Again, it's a 50-50 chance that level 9 has the standard fare of the red ring and the silver arrows that you normally see. There's the second item, the any key. Very nice pickup. So Putz doesn't have to worry about being key blocked the rest of the way. Very good find there by Putz.
Something I'm sure Toaster would love to have right now, as he's down to 1 key going through this level 5. And meanwhile, Putz does have both items out of 8. Is going to be able to make his way over to that Triforce post-haste, and has pulled out to a little bit of a lead.
Hey, Amazing Toaster found the compass. The Triforce is right north, but since he hasn't found the item, he wants to go back and try and find it. This might be the item right here, but watch out. He's down to 1 HP. He's got no ring. 1 hit from those Gibdos or 1 hit from those Pulse Voices, and he's going to be spinning in circles.
Now, Pulse Voice in a spiral staircase is never a fun thing to deal with. We'll see if he can make it in here. This should be the item, barring it being another segment, so...
the inferior model, the Bloomerang, the Blueberry Banana. Toaster don't want it.
Yeah, so unfortunate time sink there, but it wasn't too far away from finding the Triforce, so not really any time lost overall.
So Amazing Toaster just picked up the Triforce in level 5. He's now got 2 Triforce pieces.
Yeah, we'll see where he makes himself towards next. He might go check the white sword at 4 hearts. He's here, so I can't say I blame him too much, but chances are he's probably not going to be able to pick it up.
It's a 1 in 6 chance at this point, because again, 50-50 chance and 1 in 3 chance if it happens to be shoveled. So he's looking at a 1 in 6 chance that the 4 hearts are going to be enough to get that wooden sword. And looks like overworld enemies not shuffled with that single blue Lionel. Nope.
That's what it's looking like. Yeah,
4 hearts is not enough.
Overworld enemies are definitely not shuffled, but yeah, 4 hearts not working for him. But he should, again, it's a non-shuffled overworld. He knows where to find heart pieces, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal for him.
Actually, we've got 2 Triforce pieces. We hadn't highlighted Triforce number 2. Putz has 2 and 8. Amazing Toaster 1 and 5.
Yeah, so cool. Interesting deviations on the overworld route from both of these guys, and a lot of that had to do with Putz's choice to go get the white sword the way that he did, and that helped out a lot as far as his combat in these other levels. So we'll see what he does next. Looks like he's going to go pick up the final overworld heart here and make his way towards yet another dungeon. We'll see what that is.
Also, we had discovered that the heart container is the item on the coast, the standard item that you normally find. Still looking for the Armo statue item, I believe.
I believe it was the power bracelet.
Power bracelet. Was it in the normal spot?
I do not believe so, because neither of them have been towards the graveyard.
Well, that's 5 out of the last 6. That power bracelet for me has been the power bracelet item, but believe it or not, the race I did, it was the inferior model.
Yeah, it seems to get shuffled a little bit more than normal, and that seems to happen a lot with all of the shuffles, whether it be White Sword or the Heart or just regular items. They tend to get shuffled a little bit more than 50% of the time, so kind of interesting overall.
Looks like Putz has made his way into level 5, and I believe Amazing Toaster's now in level 8.
Chat indicating that the item in level 2 was the power bracelet, so that is where that came from.
Power bracelet was in level 2, okay.
So it looks like we have yet to find that item, which means it is in fact shuffled this time.
Excellent.
And, from the exploration that they've done so far, it can only be in the grave spot or the Blue Ring Armos, so we'll see if they make that a priority.
Yes, indeed. Alright, Putz trying to take that staircase. He does not want to take it. He's hoping to find the staircase that has the items, but as we saw, they were pretty deep in level 8. Or level 5, rather. He's in level 5. He's already done level 8. The items in level 8 were pretty deep, where Amazing Toaster's in right now.
They were up on the upper side, and unfortunately taking the time to clear out that staircase room. One of the things that I've actually learned recently myself is that staircase rooms do not contain drops and shapes. It's not possible. So clearing out a staircase room is pretty much always a waste of time unless you're specifically looking for a bomb drop or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. And unfortunately, Putz gets trapped in a room full of blue dark nuts. He's just going to nope out of that room and try another path.
Toaster finding the Triforce super quick here and opting to actually look for items, which turns out to be the correct choice in this matter. So hopefully he will find those quickly and we'll be able to get on out of here. And meanwhile, Putz has basically swapped places with him, and he's in level 5 looking for the item, which I'm sure he's going to be a little bit disappointed with.
Well, Toaster has just found the Triforce in level 8. Again, he's going to be searching for the items. He will find the Any Key, which is definitely going to help him out, along with the Raft, which will also help him out, because again, it's required to get to level 4.
Yeah, and he's going to find yet another staircase here, and I'm pretty sure this heads over towards the items, so he's making the correct choice here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And again, not hesitating to use bombs on these Gibdo, which is not a bad choice. Gets them all grouped up and then just shoots a red candle. Makes this the killing these a lot easier. Gibdo are super susceptible to fighting with a candle, and it's much better than getting bombed.
Absolutely. A red candle against those Gibdos, a very smart play, definitely, and he's going to do it again in this room. That's the one very, very, very good use, in addition to multiple shots of the red candle. Very useful against these Gibdos. Just got to be careful that you don't get bopped.
Yeah, and we do see the map here of level 5, and it is a pretty interesting. Definitely, it's actually got 3 segments in it, as it does have one singular room there that is off by itself, in addition to the 3 at the start. So quite interesting.
That's a troll staircase. It leads to a dead end, because in shapes there are no invisible rooms. So kind of like, like for instance in level 9, how there's 2 eyes that you can go through that are actual rooms. You're not going to see that in shapes. All the rooms are going to be in blue in the map.
Toaster dropping down to a single half heart, unfortunately. Hopefully he will find those items before he dies, as it would be very unfortunate for him to grab the Triforce and leave. Meanwhile, Putz is still searching about for the item as well, and finally runs into it, and I'm sure he's going to be quite disappointed when he sees it.
An Amazing Toaster just found the potential bait block. We know that bait is not required for the seed. It leads to nowhere. By the way, that ink blot on Putz's side looks like an equestrian there, doesn't it? Jumping over those hurdles.
Yeah.
Of course, if we were in a certain other stream, it's a cactus.
And Putz taking a bop there on the way out, and fortunately does not die. Very close. This should, I believe, be the Any Key here for Amazing Toaster, so that'll be nice. Again, both of them ended up to 6 keys when they ran into this, so not spectacular, but always nice to know that you don't need to search for rooms. And he dies to the key.
Oh, man, what a terrible place to die for the Amazing Toaster. Bad luck.
Yeah, super unfortunate, and you got to think he's going to go back for that. I mean, you don't leave an Any Key this early in a raid.
No, you don't. Now, the big question is, will he get the second item there? If he doesn't, he will regret it, because again, it is the Raft. You need the Raft.
Yeah, and I don't remember exactly where it was along the way, but yeah, not getting the Raft will end up proving to be a pretty big deal if he doesn't get that. So this might actually be the Raft here. I don't remember exactly what it was that held the Raft staircase, but if he does luck into the Raft here, that can be super good for him.
Now, the Raft was the first item Putz discovered as Putz has made his way into level 1 and has picked up the bow. There is the Raft that Toaster has just picked up.
Yeah, fantastic find for him. I mean, that's a relief to have died and ran into that. So now he's like, okay, well now I can get back to the Any Key and I know where the Triforce is. So this should be a very quick mop up here for Toaster on level 8. Does get back to that Any Key in no time, just get it picked up, and he'll be picking up that Triforce here pretty quick. So we've got ourselves a pretty close race on hand overall. Different dungeons at different times, but pretty much on pace with each other so far.
Oh, no question about it. This is a very close race between these two fine competitors right now. Putz will be just about ready to pick up his 4th Triforce piece here in level 1. He's going to find the red candle, and chances are he's not going to pick it up. Remember, he got the blue candle earlier from the wood sword area, which is something you don't see very often. But again, when you find that white sword, and you know where heart containers are, yeah, you're going to skip the wood sword, go right to white.
Yeah, I mean, I think I might still pick up the red candle. It has so many good uses as far as like the Keys room and things like that, where you can shoot out multiple flames and clear rooms faster. Again, it's the debate between different runners on whether or not you get it at certain points. But I think at this point in time, I still pick it up as it can be very useful.
Oh, absolutely. And he did pick up the any key as well. Amazing Toaster has completed level 8. He got everything he needed out of there, so he's in good shape. We got a race.
And he's going to go pick up arrows, which isn't a bad purchase, considering that, there is the possibility of a Goma block, and it will help with Pole's voice for sure.
Absolutely. So, wooden arrows on Amazing Toaster's side of the board. Triforce out of level 1 for Putz. They're tied in Triforces. This is a neck-and-neck race, folks.
And Putz going back in for that second item, as he hasn't made his way to the top portion of the map yet. At that point, obviously not the red candle he's looking for, but I still think he should probably pick it up, and will pick it up, as it can, again, with Gibdos and whatnot, it can prove very valuable.
25 minutes in, it's a borderline play. I got a feeling of a player of Putz's caliber is not going to take the red candle, but we're about to find out. He's going to take that staircase. He's going to find that red candle, and he's going to go ahead and take it. Again, not a bad play, and you called it.
And Toaster trying to wing his way up here into the white sword, and finally gets that blue Lionel out of the way. He's quite pesky guy up there, but we'll pick up the white sword as well. Pretty much evening the playfield. I mean, these guys are neck and neck. We'll see where they go next. I imagine level 3 will be the play, or possibly level 4, as it's on the way as well.
Yep, absolutely. So both of these players neck and neck. It's all going to come down to the writing here. Which way is Toaster going to go right here? You remember the any roads? Well, the any roads are not shuffled either.
Yeah, so smart play by him. Looks like he's probably going to head to level 3, which I would tend to lean towards myself, as level 4 has the possibility of ladder blocks. So I mean, we don't have randomized dungeon rooms, but there is the possibility of level 4 containing a ladder block, whereas level 3 does not have any river rooms that can do that. And it also looks like we have normal enemies as well, so level 4 containing Wizrobes.
That means that right now it looks like the paths have diverged. Putz is in level 4 right now. Amazing Toaster heading for level 3 now.
Ooh, look at that room. NSU with 6 blue Wizrobes and
that's the worst.
The Triforce right there. Oh, man.
That's brutal. So Amazing Toaster's in level 3.
I think I'd take that Triforce and head on out. I don't know. He's going to try to bomb through these blue Wizrobes here and see what's in the rest of level 4, though.
Now, I take it, I haven't really paid super close attention, but yeah, it looks like the enemy sets are not shuffled.
That is correct, yes. So we'll have Wizrobes in 4 and level 6. And Toaster casting up the Triforce in level 3, which is right at the start as well. These Triforces have been not playing very hard to get.
Nope, not at all. Yeah, Putz with half a heart. Remember, he's on green tunic, no ring, and remember, 2 hearts you lose by every bop of the blue Wizrobes. He's got 1 more to take out. Can he take it out before he goes to the north? He's got a couple more hits left to go. And by the way, we are confirmed. I know this was discussed in chat. We are indeed dealing with mixed hints, a mix of helpful and community hints.
Another blue Wizrobe room. The fortunate thing about the NSU room is that the blue Wizrobes can get themselves locked into a pattern, and same with any room that has water in it. They can get themselves locked into a pattern based on where you are, and it can make it really easy to kick them out. So he does get that taken care of, but he's going to have to clear that room again if he dies. So we'll see if he finds anything of value before that happens.
Yep, he's got to be very careful again. Who almost got bopped right there by that red Keese, and he's just got to take out this fire, the couple Keese. Nice shot with that red candle, and he'll go to the south. Remember, whenever there's a block room and there is a shutter door, you know it's not going to go to a staircase.
Yeah, and he's gonna take his time and kill these orange Wizrobes before taking a look into the staircase. Hopefully for him, it's not a segment, but it is possible.
Well, absolutely. Ooh, a nice fairy drop there from that last orange Wizrobe. The item we've got is the recorder,
which again is a required item, so not necessarily a bad find.
Yep, that'll be the item he needs to get into level 7.
And meanwhile, we have Toaster working his way through level 3, still trying to find the item here. At this point, he's got to hope that it's laddered, otherwise he might be falling a little bit behind Putz, who's found all the items required to at least get to every dungeon.
Yep, absolutely. He has found the item. What do we have? It's the Magic Shield. Now, Magic Shield is normally not an item in the shuffle, but when Boomstick is in play, the Magic Shield replaces the book. So, Magic Shield, I think, is a very solid pickup for Amazing Toaster, because what it does is it reflects the fireballs that Zoras shoot at you, the Wizrobe beams, Lionel's sword beams, and the fireballs that shoot out of the Dragon Statue turrets in dungeons.
Yeah, now keep in mind that to get to the recorder, you have to clear that 6 blue Wizrobe NSU room, which we'll see if that's something that Amazing Toaster wants to do at this point in the seed with what he has available to him. However, the only other real option that he has is to make his way towards level 6. So at some point, he's got to realize, well, I've got an item sitting that I need to get in level 4. We'll just see how long it takes for him to make that decision.
One other thing I forgot to point out at Genos is when you have the Magic Shield, you got to be careful of like-likes. If you get swallowed by a like and you don't break out of it fast enough, you're going to lose that shield.
Yeah, I always end up having that happen. I don't usually like to get the large shield anyways because it messes up my ability to do screen scrolls, but you know, it's not a bad thing to have this early on, especially when you know you got to deal with Wizrobes at some point. And he's going to see this room and probably opt out until he finds out that that's really the only way left to go.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And Put's going to go ahead and, I would assume, look for the item here as well. Still needing a ladder, and always the possibility of silver arrows being shuffled in. So we'll see how long it takes for him to find the item room in here in level 3 and see what kind of time difference we're looking at between the two guys after they finish up these respective levels.
It's still going to be neck and neck between the two, and it wouldn't shock me at this point if it all came down to level 9. The way this seed has been going, again, it's pretty standard. You're talking vanilla locations. It's gonna determine, the routing is gonna determine who will win this in terms of routing each level that they're in, because one takes one path, the other takes another. That's what could turn this race.
Oh man, these 20 damage bombs here for Toaster doing work.
Yes, indeed. Now he's got to be careful. He's at 1.5 hearts. If he takes another beating, he's gonna have to full clear that room all over again. Watch out!
They're in the pattern. He knows it. They're stuck doing that, so he's going to be able to clear this room no problem. Well played by Toaster.
Yep, well played, manipulating the pattern of those blue Wizrobes in the NSU room, and now he can get through. But he still has to be careful. Look out, he's going the right way.
Yeah, noping right out of that. And what's really nice about this level 4 is it totally shoehorns you into finding that recorder, so you should be taking the right path and be right caught up to Putz, who now opts to take the magical shield as well, so good for him.
Yep, again, I don't fault him for picking it up. Again, it's very useful for reflecting those Wizard beams, and again, we're going to see it in level 9 because, again, enemy sets not shuffled. So, yeah, I definitely don't fault Putz for picking that up either.
Yeah, Toaster does find his way right to the recorder room, so going to be right behind Putz on the way out of this level. This is a super tight race.
Absolutely. So Putz has just picked up the Triforce in level 3. Toaster has just picked up the recorder. He's about to get the Triforce out of there. It's just an up A away.
Yeah, these Triforces, again, being super generous, being at the beginning of these levels. It's always nice to not have to dig super deep for those after you find the item.
Absolutely. So, yep, neck and neck, these two racers continue to go, and Putz is now going to make his way to level 7, 33 rooms of pure nightmare fuel.
Except that it's shaped, so not.
That's right. It is not going to be 33 rooms, so they could be talking about less than 33 rooms, because in shapes, because normally in vanilla Zelda 1, level 7 is bigger than level 8. Not in shapes, level 8 is going to be bigger than level 7.
Indeed, and level 6 is the nightmare in shapes, just because it takes over what's left out of the 1 through 5 on the grid. And again, Enfros making a fantastic point that neither player has checked the Armos item, which could in fact be the ladder.
And Putz appears to be ladder blocked. And, well, he's not Dig Dogger blocked, but he is ladder blocked. There's nothing else Putz can do here. Toaster is also going to discover the bad news.
Yeah, quite interesting, and it's one of those things that can slip your mind when you're 30, 40 minutes into a seed. Well, did I check the Armos item? Have I checked it? And, you know, obviously you want a route to get there efficiently, but I don't think either of them has checked the blue ring Armo spot, and it'll be quite interesting if that ends up being where it is. But Toaster going to find the same news that it's ladder blocked and going to have to make the same decisions here that Putz is.
And when you're dealing with shapes, chances are you're almost always going to deal with a ladder block seed. But I'm going to tell you something. We've actually seen a lot of ladderless seeds already in this tournament. Putz is in level 6 now.
Yeah, there have been quite a few ladderless seeds, and unfortunately not the case here, as gonna have to deal with Wizrobes yet again with the white sword and a tunic. And I guess I would want to, I don't know, check that Armos item. It could be a red ring, it could be silver arrows, it could be the ladder. There's so many things that it could be that are good at this point in the game. It's just one of those unfortunate situations.
Yep, a lot of things are still in at large right now, and right now, looking at the list, that it's dwindling down right now. It's starting to look more and more likely, though, that we may have our standard items in level 9. Again, we'll know when we see one of these items coming up, either in level 6, 7, or that Armo statue item. But Toaster is going to make the same play Putz is. They're basically retracing their footsteps neck for neck right here.
Yeah, I feel like, personally, I think it's a mistake to not check that Armos item. It's again, at this point, you've seen so many things. It could still be the boomerang, I suppose, but there's so many good things available for it to be. And unfortunately, Toaster going to lose his shield to like you were just talking about earlier, and no longer has that available for himself.
Let me tell you something. Putz is arrow blocked in that particular room right there. There's a Goma. He does not have the arrows.
Yeah, I believe
Toaster does have the arrows. We don't have it on
Toaster
the
does.
indicator, but he does have wooden arrows.
Yes, does have wooden arrows available, so that will allow him to clear that room, which could make a difference here, right? And again, I don't know. It's just one of those things where they're making a judgment call, and we'll see if it pays off. I mean, the items we got left are wand, silver arrows, red ring, the banana, and the ladder, I think, are all we have left.
That's correct. Those are the 5 items that are still at large. And ooh, Amazing Toaster taking a death right there, so he'll have to make another attempt. And it looks like we may not be blocked. There's the magic wand in level 6.
Yeah, so that confirms that the ladder is in fact the Armos item.
That's right, because level 7 we were ladder blocked. So yes, by process of elimination, it has to be the Armo statue item. It cannot be in level 9.
But keep in mind, Putz has a book, which means he has Boomstick.
Yes, he does, and that is going to make excavating all of these dungeons much, much easier. Bombs, not going to be a factor for Putz. Toaster, should he stumble upon that wand, he'll be in the same good shape that Putz is in right now. Unfortunately for Toaster, his combat is not treating him well right now. He's taken a few costly deaths already.
Yeah, and Put's going to find the ladder here. Again, you probably think you got to facepalm a little bit finding the ladder this late when it's free, but it again comes up to your routing, and it just so happens that they didn't come up here till now. So Putz, I'm sure, going to wrap back over towards the Blue Ring Armos and head to level 7. It should be well on his way.
Yep, absolutely. One Triforce piece away from being eligible to going into level 9. He's got to take that pancake out, does Amazing Toaster, and he's down to 1 heart. Gets him. So take that staircase, and it's going to just take him to another part of the dungeon. Again, he's looking for the item, which again is going to be the magic wand that will give him the boomstick power. Both players have it.
Yeah, unfortunately that room will save itself since it has a bubble, so he will not have to clear that again, which is always a relief.
Yeah, that is the one good thing about bubbles, is because normally bubbles are like your worst nightmare, especially in a room full of wizrobes and pancakes.
Yeah, and going to discover the wand here, as long as he does not take a hit, does manage to avoid it.
Yep, good dodges right there by Toaster. He gets the magic wand, so super power from him. Everybody's got a boomstick, so everybody's going to be excavating to their heart's desire. All he's got to do is get the Triforce. It's still a close race. It's unless, of course, Amazing Toaster doesn't go to the Armo statue. If he doesn't, he's in trouble.
Well, at this point, he has to realize that has to be where the ladder is. If
Indeed,
you're paying
he's
attention
got
to your items. And, like you're saying, this is a super close race. I don't think Toaster has the book, though. So
no, he
he's gonna
doesn't.
have to go find one of the 100 secrets and do that, which I would assume that you would do at this point. which will give Putz a little bit of an extra lead as he has already ran into the Triforce in 7. But again, level 9, if they need to find the silvers, or even if not, Toaster could manage to find Zelda before Putz does.
Yeah, Putz is going to have some kind of lead going into level 9. And this is turning out to be a quick seed. Could be a sub 50 for Putz if level 9 treats him right. And also if silver arrows aren't required, if Ganon's not required either. So we'll see if that comes into play. There's only one item we haven't discovered. Other than that, it's the level 7 item. But if level 9 is the standard fare, and there's a pretty good shot it's going to be, we're thinking wooden boomerangs in level 7.
Yeah, I mean, how cool would it be if it wasn't? But that seems to be the case. Generally, it's about a 75% chance for the silver arrows and red ring to be in, or the silver arrows themselves rather, to be in level 9 so far. So always the gamble that you want to make. And again, we may not even need it depending on if Ganon is required or not.
Toaster did get the ladder, and he is done with level 6. He just needs to go back to level 7. First, he's going to get some monies. He wants to buy that boomstick. He's got another 30 rupees to get him to 160. But meanwhile, Putz is about to go into level 9 in its normal spot at 40 minutes and 29 seconds.
Yeah, I'm picking up some extra hearts along the way. I can't say that I blame Toaster. He's only got 7 hearts now, and going into level 9 with Wizrobes at standard HP, even with a boomstick, is a little bit difficult to deal with.
Now, before the race started, I had mentioned that Ganon may or may not be required. So here's what they're going to be looking for in level 9. If they come across a door, a shutter door room, full clears the enemies, and that shutter door does not open, that is where Zelda is going to be, and Ganon is indeed going to be required to beat this seed. If Ganon is not required, Zelda could just be in an open room. By open room, we mean just an open door, which we see right there where Putz is, 2 possible ways. Could be a locked door, could be a bombable wall. That's where Zelda could be if Ganon is not required.
If it was 0 HP, Matt, I would probably agree that potion's a better buy. But if you're considering normal HP and you've only got a white sword, green tunic, and 7 hearts, I would probably be getting the boomstick if I have the wand. And that's what he's doing. And I can't say that I disagree, because again, your combat power and your room clearing power, it goes so far up having the boomstick versus not having the boomstick in this case.
Yeah, Putz is able to make quick work of all these enemies here in level 9, and he can discover all these bomb holes without having to waste his precious bombs. Finds the red ring in level 9. That is going to quadruple his defense, damage down to 1/4. So it's looking almost like a certainty. I'd say a 99.9% chance silver arrows are going to be in level 9.
Yeah, that red ring is a big find, as it makes it, at this point, pretty much impossible to die in level 9 with the boomstick and red ring. So basically just going to need to try to find the princess and figure out whether or not the pig needs to be killed. And if so, finding the silver arrows, which can always be very elusive.
AmazingToaster has enough money now to purchase that boomstick, so now he has the same firepower. However, it may be too little too late unless this level 9 proves to be a trolley one. We'll find out.
Yeah, one of those things that you have to have in the back of your mind when you're going up against a good racer such as Putz is where you feel you are in the seed in comparison to where they could be, right? So the question is, you go into level 9, and generally the standard fare of what you do is you go up, right? You go up. Well, if you feel like you're behind, do you make that gamble to go a different direction and see if you get lucky?
Yep. Now, also, another thing I want to point out to you. Resource management is normally a factor I like to consider in level 9. That is not going to be the case for Putz with his any key and boomstick.
Yeah, same thing for AmazingToaster. Both of these guys not going to need to worry about resources at all, which is, again, it just puts you in go mode, and it makes it a lot easier because you don't have to think, especially when you got red ring. Like you do not have to think about anything you're doing. You just walk into a room, blow it up, and go on your merry way until you find what you're looking for. Meanwhile, Toaster making his way through level 7 here, trying to find that Triforce. Picks up the compass, gets the good news, and is going to be able to find that Triforce super quick.
Yeah, doesn't need the item out of level 7. Obviously, there's a really good chance, almost 100% chance, that Wood Boomerang is the item at level 7. Get that Triforce, get the heck out of there, go to level 9, and we'll see what kind of deficit he is facing. Now, Putz, here's the thing. We like to call level 9 the great equalizer for a reason. Putz just has not found. Oh, and Putz loses out on a potential hint of where the silver arrows might be. There are 3 old men and 4 potential hints, and there's 1 strikeout right there. That's where we could have maybe seen a clue for where the silver arrows are. Unless this is all community hints. Have we seen any helpful hints yet?
I think we had one for one of the levels for level 2.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, we did. That's right. We did. We do have a mixed. It is mixed.
So mixed hints here, and yeah, I mean, again, I think Putz's logic here is sound. Again, you want to go up. And
hey, guess what? The shutter door did not open.
Yeah.
That means that Zelda's room, Ganon, is required.
Yeah, so this
it's a race to
comes down to silver arrows. I mean, again, Toaster has to find out the news, right? But that makes a big difference.
So we're looking at the deficit. Remember, Amazing Toaster went in at 40.29. It's 45.02 for Amazing Toaster. 4 minutes, 33 seconds is the deficit he has to gain. It's possible if he takes the right path. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and a lot of that could come down if he finds that red ring too, just because Putz, again, doesn't have to think about it too much when going into these rooms, whereas Toaster's going to take 2 hearts of damage from any blue wizard that he touches or any beam. So it quickly depletes his health supply, so hopefully he'll run into that red ring.
That is correct. He's down to 4 hearts, 3 hearts. Those spike traps not having anything of it against Amazing Toaster. Going to take out this patch of Putz's right now. Check that staircase. He's looking for silver arrows. He did not find it there.
Yeah, those 6 trap rooms with the staircase are always a little bit irritating to deal with when you're trying to clip in, as there's not really a good way to do it most of the time.
Yeah, not at all. It's a tough room to negotiate. Amazing Toaster's on the far western side of level 9. Again, he is looking for the silver arrows. He's looking for some clues. He's looking for Ganon, Zelda. Again, he doesn't know it right now, but Ganon is required to beat the seed. You gotta get those silver arrows.
Yeah, I think wisely clearing out this room for the most part, it'll save because of the bubble again, so he's not going to have to deal with that again if he comes through the staircase. And not knowing if he's going to run into the red ring, it's always nice to have the assurance that you're not going to get beamed as soon as you walk out of those rooms.
The silver to kill the beast lies in northwest of Skull. That's a huge hint for Putz. Amazing Toast happens to be in the vicinity right now, though, so I think we have ourselves a ball game right now.
I wonder if this is it right here. This would be hilarious.
This would be
They're
huge, but both of them are in the same room. But the thing is, Putz knows where everything else is. Amazing Toaster does not. So, wow. And he doesn't take the staircase. Interesting. Or did he take it? Nope, that's not it. That's not it.
Interesting.
We got excited for a moment.
Yeah, not going where Toaster wants to go, unfortunately. But
yep, unfortunately,
it's quite interesting that these guys were in the same room in the dungeon, and they were 4 minutes apart when they entered. So.
Wow, we all thought that's where the silver arrows were. That's the nature of level 9 for you. That's why it's so trolly. It's, for all we know, it could be a magical staircase.
And a nice fairy pickup for Toaster, going to make it a lot easier for him to get through that. And he's wisely clearing out this room, and the reason why that's wise is that he can contain the compass. Drops are not shuffled, so there should be a compass in a dark room somewhere.
Maybe Putz does not know where Ganon is. I thought there was indication in chat that he had spotted where Ganon was, but maybe not.
And I think this is the red ring here, so Amazing Toaster are going to be able to pick that up as well. So this is anybody's race. They both know where to go.
Well, there's an all-important map for Putz.
Okay, J. Cooper saying that the compass in darkroom may not apply to shapes.
But Amazing Toaster did just find the red ring, so his defense also quadrupled down to 1/4 damage himself. Going to make level 9 excavating much easier, especially given the fact he only had 7 hearts. So in essence, he now has 28 hearts. Putz, in essence, has 36.
Yes, indeed. And again, it's the staircase, it seems like, to get up to that very northwest portion, which is probably going to contain the silver arrows. So quite interesting so far. Whoever finds that staircase first is going to have the advantage.
That is correct. So we are just looking right now for those silver arrows. We know the vicinity. We just don't know exactly where they are.
J. Cooper, both Toaster and Putz were in the same area, and I believe that Toaster came in from the left and Putz came in from the right, and neither of them could make it farther north than where they were.
Yep. Now, Amazing Toaster is back to where the general area where he needs to be. Again, we're talking northwest. That's a 4x4 quadrant of blocks, I believe. Now, Amazing Toaster just picked up the same hint. He now knows he's in the right area, but finding the room is a different story. Again, we could be talking about that magical staircase or two.
Yeah, we're gonna double check these walls just to be sure. I'm almost positive that he checked them and did not have any luck, but never hurts to double check when you get that kind of a hint.
Especially when you have Boomstick. Putz, again, not in the right area where he needs to be to get to the silver arrows. Now, I don't know if the section Amazing Toaster is in is considered the northwest. If it is, maybe... Nope, he's not checking it. Maybe we've already seen it.
I think he's already been through those rooms and at this point realizes he needs to find a staircase somewhere.
Yeah, it's looking like magical staircase potentially at this point. Let's see. No, he's going to go ahead and take the staircase, and yeah, that is not it.
That could be possible, Jake Coper, as it seems like that entire line across the second row on the top. But ooh!
Well, he has found another section of northwestern level 9. If that's the case, Amazing Toaster could be on the right track, but we'll see. Right now, Putz still not on the right track of finding the silver arrows. Again, he's going to look for as many rooms as possible. He's got to get through these room full of buyers and keys first, and he's got some bubbles that he's going to have to contend with. But again, with the magic wand and boomstick, should be no problem. Finds a bomb hole to the left. No staircase, though. Still looking for that staircase, but he may be approaching where he needs to be. Now, finds a bomb hole, so he's got some... Maybe this is the room right here where all these blue keys are. Perhaps this is a pushable double block room. It is not! Oh, the troll double block. And Putz finds another staircase, but that ain't it.
Yeah, I mean, he's up in the northwest, though, and he's got access to pretty much everything up here. Again, Putt's going to have to find that staircase.
Yes, he does.
Looking in all the wrong spots. I don't know that he's found Ganon yet or not. I don't know that either have. I don't have their sound on, but you have to think that Toaster is in the right area.
Yep, he's just got to check a few of the rooms here, and that's what it's about. It's about excavating. You got to check your map, make sure that you have gone to all the spots, and if you've not been to a certain room, you better check that room. Check everything.
Putt's finding a staircase that takes him up to another area as well that's close to the northwest, so we'll see again. This could be it right here. This is the northwest.
It is considered the northwest. He's right on the edge of northwest. So I don't know if this double block staircase has been checked. If it has not, we may find the answer right here. Putz checking it. We have got silver arrows, and Putz12 looking like he's in a prime position to win this race.
Yeah, and Amazing Toaster up and A-ing, unfortunately, not finding where he needs to be. And depending on if Putz knows where Ganon is, then we have probably got our winner.
Yeah, it's looking like game, set, and match at this point. Level 9 not proven to be the great equalizer for Putz. It looks like he's going to have the lead and keep the lead going into level 9, winning this race, provided he has marked everything correctly.
Yeah, it looks like Ganon is right here by where the silver arrows were. So, interesting in and of that. I think Putz up an 8 and came back. I'm not quite sure. I could be wrong, but...
Yep, very close race again.
Oh, wow. Ganon's just north of the silver arrow room.
Yep, Ganon is in Ganon's room, so yep, the silver and Ganon right next to each other. Let the fight begin. Not 0 HP Ganon. It looks like it could be the standard 8. We've got 2 hits. There's 3, 4. He's got the stun lock. And 5, 6, 7, and 8. There it is. Ganon has been defeated. Putz will pick up the Triforce of Power. And again, provided he's mapped everything correctly, he is going to be a winner with a sub-hour time.
Yeah, just managed to find the correct path. It looked like Toaster might have had it there, but unfortunately, it ended up dead ending, and Putz found the correct way. So he's going to make his way over here to the left and into what should be Zelda's room. And a good game by Putz, played very well overall.
Boom. Yes, indeed. So there it is, right there. He's going to go into that room, Zelda's room, and rescue her, and that is going to do Putz 2-0 now in the game.
With a time of 53:53. I believe we have Putz in the channel. Congratulations, sir.
Boom.
It was very close. You had a 4-minute lead going into 9, but Toaster found a spot in the northwest you hadn't been. Just turned out it wasn't the proper location.
It was staircase blocked up there. What can you do?
2 staircases, actually. It got to one portion that you hadn't been to that I believe was a different staircase.
Ah, gotcha.
But yeah, congratulations. Well raced.
So
Yeah,
Putz,
it was kind of an interesting start. I had a feeling that everything was the same, and then the white sword kind of confirmed it right off the bat.
yes, indeed. We're talking everything is in its proper dungeons. All of the white sword items, all the caves, everything was in its proper positions. It was shapes, but yep, pretty close race between the two of you.
I'm sure we raced other things, but yeah.
Yep, I'm telling you what. So last night, great equalizer. You had to come from behind victory. This time, you had the lead going into level 9. Great equalizer, not affecting you this time. You had the lead, and you kept the lead. Just came down to which path you took, and you found the right path, and unfortunately, Toaster did not.
Well, my 9 really wasn't that efficient, I don't feel, because of the boomstick, because I was playing around with the boomstick way too much. You don't get the chance to play with it.
No, you don't.
It's stupid to do that in a race, but it's fun.
Yeah, incidentally, both players have the boomstick, AmazingToaster. He took some time, though, farming for the boomstick, you know, picking up the secrets along the way. But in the end, it doesn't look like that was going to matter. It's just you found the silver arrows quicker, and Ganon just happened to be right next to him, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I felt like I was 100%ing that whole seed. The level 7 item was what?
It's the wood boomerang.
Normal? Yeah, normal boomerang.
Yep.
It was just like whatever on that item at that point, because truthfully, you still could technically be trolled, and that could have been Silver Arrow, but
Could have been.
I took a small gamble.
But yep, by process of elimination, neither of you picked it up. You went with Triforce and Go after you picked it up in level 7. But yeah, by process of elimination, indeed, Lord Banana was there.
Yeah, the odds of just Silver Arrow and Red Ring in 9 as the default is pretty high at that point. But
Indeed.
it doesn't mean it can't happen.
So again, congratulations to you, Putz. You are now 2-0, so you are in a pretty good position. You're automatically in the race-off at the very worst. But if you can win just one more race, you'll be guaranteed a spot in the knockout stage. And also, because you're 2-0, you don't have to face off against guys like RC Drone or Crystal Saver or Unos or
They already
Cooper.
lost?
They're in the 1-1. Those guys are in the 1-1 situation, yes.
The 1-1 group
Don't get me wrong.
is a death group. It is pretty crazy. There is a lot of really, really stacked players in that group. So the 2-0 group is kind of the safe group at this point.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's still some pretty strong runners in the 2-0 group as well. Let me take a look here quick.
I think he just got the compass. That might have actually been the correct staircase. Remind me, Putz, do you remember which staircase went up towards the silver arrows?
Was the one,
It looked like a right-hand staircase, and he's been to a couple.
E7, the first E?
Okay.
Like the
yeah.
bottom southwest corner?
Yeah, I think he was in the right staircase and died to the Patra, unfortunately.
Yep. Bresticle, Adaginos, our very own Adaginos right here. Crimson Avix, Jam Evil, Dracatos, F. Coughlin, Dragon Dark, and Darkwing Duck are all 2-0, and Putz12 joins them at 2-0.
I thought Crim was 2-0.
Crimson is 2-0. Yep, Crimson Avix 2-0.
Yeah, he said if
Dracatos.
he compared, he's going to wish me luck non-stop, so I'm calling it now. I'm rescheduling every match if he wishes me luck.
Yep.
Yeah, and don't count out Dracatos either. He's 2-0 now as well, and he has proven to be an exceptional player at Randomizer. Took down Unos to put Unos in the 1-1 group with a fantastic seed, so definitely don't count him out.
Absolutely not. Yeah, we're going to have some exciting races coming up in the third round of action. Again, all the powerful 2-0s, all the powerful 1-1s. But yeah, getting to that 2-0, I mean, to at least guarantee you that you live to fight another day.
Yeah. I'm kind of shocked that you said I only had a 4-minute lead going into 9.
Yep, 4 minutes and 33 seconds is what I had written down.
Yeah, you guys were neck and neck for the majority of the seed. The only thing that really took some time deviation was you switched places on 4 and 3, and he went to 3 first. And you got that earlier recorder, and it took him just a little bit of extra time to clear that out. And you also had Boomstick right away, whereas he had to go get, I believe, 90 rupees in order to buy that. So that probably took up about 2 minutes of the 4 minutes on top of it. So, but it was super close. Like, you guys were switching back and forth and in the same exact place for the entire game.
That level 4 Wizard room was funny as hell.
Yeah. Plus,
I got 4 of them stuck.
Yep, AmazingToaster ended up getting 2 stuck of his own, so yeah, he had no trouble with the blue wizards. But level 6, in my opinion, level 6, yours was more efficient than AmazingToaster's. Toaster took a few deaths in level 6, but it looked like you didn't have too much of a problem in level 6, and you gained some time on Toaster as well, as Toaster just found the silver arrows.
You know, honestly, this really sucks. If my level 8 was routed a little differently, this would have been a whole different seed. Because level 8 had the raft and the magic key.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
If I would have found magic key first, I would have skipped the second item. Assuming that it was magic shield at that point. And I would have skipped almost everything in every dungeon, figuring, you know, hey, 4's got the ladder, 3's got the raft, 1's got the bow.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice, and we had a seed the other day where we had the red candle in 7 and the book in 8, or the any key in 8, and we're like, okay, we're good. This is normal items, and yeah, and then we found the item in level 4, and it was the bloomerang, and we're like, okay, well, I guess not.
Unfortunately, Ganon just took down AmazingToaster. And by the way, yes, here's the thing. Yeah, you make a very valid point there, Putz, because it did turn out AmazingToaster did discover the any key first, then the raft.
And he actually died to a key before he could pick up the any key.
That's right, and then he went back.
He ended up finding the raft super quick right after, so it probably actually saved him time overall to take a death.
Yep,
My 8 was pretty bad, though, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both of you had a lot of problems with 8 because it was of how long it was.
It was really short if you got the right route, but...
Yep, neither one of you found it, though.
My route. And then 5 right off the bat, that clip is always a pain with no items. That took me a couple tries.
TG just posted in chat, he's hoping that the 1-on-1 draws is going to be AmazingToaster versus Amazing Ampharos.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. You're right. That's what Dracatos just said.
And my Ganon fights normally are pretty bad, so I was actually pretty happy with that Ganon fight.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You got the stun lock on him, didn't take damage, and yeah, pretty good seed for you. It was just a couple of minor factors, but yep, it was enough for you to win this race. So congratulations. Any other questions for Putz at Agenos?
Just good game, and welcome to the 2-0 group. I'm glad that you're doing better, and I hope that you continue to do better, sir.
Oh, my arm's a lot worse today, so it's harder to do stuff. But I'll at least have a week now to rest it. So I should be 100% next race. Minus the link to the past stuff.
Toaster's down to 1 heart right now, so if he gets a hug, he's out. Watch out. Ooh, just avoided the high roll driver there. Still has 1 heart left, but he's got like half the hits he needs. He needs to find that stun lock. He may have just gotten it right there. A couple more hits left to go. There it is. Ganon down. AmazingToaster will pick up the Triforce of Power. He just needs to backtrack and up and A away to go back to where Zelda is, and AmazingToaster will finish this seed off about 10 minutes behind.
Yeah, still well played by him. Again, it just came down to finding the silver arrows in 9. I think he did everything right. He just unfortunately took some deaths in some inopportune places in level 6, and I think in one of the earlier dungeons as well, and set him back just a little bit. And then just, you know, he found the right way to the northwest, but you couldn't get up to where he needed to be. But does finish with a time of 1:03:51, just 10 minutes shy of Putz.
All right, and it does look like we have Amazing Toaster here in the commentator's booth. Amazing Toaster, a good race. You guys were neck and neck virtually the entire way, and you still had a chance to win a level 9. You were about 4 minutes behind going back in, and both of you had a lot of trouble finding the silver arrows, but unfortunately, Putz just found them a little faster than you. Go over the seed with us.
It was any percent plus shapes plus boomstick.
Yes, indeed. Yep, that's exactly what it was. That level 9, even with the boomstick, I mean, it was still quite a trolley path. What were your thoughts about it?
I got that hint that it was in the northwest, and then I found that staircase that went to kind of a isolated bit of the northwest, and then I just spent too much time digging up there. And then I finally found Zelda's room, or did I find I found the compass first, and then I found her room and found out I needed the silver, and then I finally found the staircase. That was after Putz had already finished, to get up to the and then the silver arrow was right south of Ganon's room.
I heard you got a boomstick awfully late as far as the book.
Yeah, I went into 6 thinking that the ladder was in there, because I didn't go to. I went into. I had the recorder, so I went into 7, and saw that it was ladder blocked, and then I went to 6 thinking, oh, the ladder's in here, and I happened upon the one. I was like, okay, let's get up enough money to buy that book, because it makes 9 and by that point 7 a whole lot easier to do once you've got that, to blow open walls and kill things.
I'd have to see our race again, but after my first routing, I basically went to wood sword to get the candle right away. Tried to farm enough hearts to get a white sword, and then I also bought the book right away.
Yeah, I went up to the. Well, I went in and saw that hint at start. Went up to the shop and saw that it looked like a the shop that was normally there. It had the book in it, and then I was like, okay, the sword's going to be at start, because this looks like it's a stock first quest map.
Yep.
And I picked up the sword. Did 1, and then I went back to start, did 2 and 5. I had only 4 hearts. I checked the white sword cave. I was like, I only had 4 hearts at the time. So I went and did 8, I think, and had 6 hearts. I burnt some things, and I was up to 6 hearts, so I went and picked up white sword, and then did like 3, 4, 6, 7 or something like that. It was.
I kind of went right in order. I went from 8 to 2 to 5 to 1 to 4 to 3. 7 to 6.
I took advantage of where start was to do 2 and 5 early.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt your questioning, guys.
Nah, don't worry about it. I think we've covered pretty much all of the bases. Combat looked to be also a small factor here. I'm looking at the screens right now. 9 deaths on Toaster side, just 2 for Putz. How about that level 4 where you had to do those 6 blue wizards and you were able to get the manipulation on getting them stuck? That was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I got them stuck in the NSU, and I knew I could do it, and then I bombed some of them, and then the rest were stuck, and I was like, oh, okay, let's just kill them.
I only had a half a heart in that spot, and I got 4 of them stuck. So I did the rest of that dungeon finding the item with only half a heart.
That was quite impressive on your end there, Putz. So yeah, well played to both of you. Congratulations again, both of you. Putz, congratulations, 2-0. So you're guaranteed at the very least a spot in the race-off. 1 more victory, and you will be in the knockout stage, guaranteed. Amazing Toaster, definitely not out of it yet. You're 1-1. You still need just 1 more win to at least guarantee yourself a spot in the race-off. And of course, you could still win out and make it to the knockoff stage yourself that way.
Yep.
Yep. Congratulations to you, Putz and Toaster. You're definitely not out of it. The 1-1 bracket's going to be a little bit rough, but I think you'll do just fine. You're a very confident player, so
It's half the field.
yeah, it is half the field. So I mean, it's anything can go. We do have another race coming up here between Janice Seal and Zarnax 42 in roughly 10 minutes. So I think we're going to head on out for the night. But thank you to both of the racers for racing tonight and putting on a fantastic show. Thanks to Feasel and Speed Gaming 2 for hosting these races. And thank you to Laz for co-commentating with me tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
My
And
pleasure.
thank you, Feasel, for trying to jinx me early.
Didn't work.
Yep, didn't work. But so coming up next is going to be Janice Zeal versus Zarnax 42. Let me take a look at the records here quick on those two. Both of them are 1-0, so they'll have a shot to join Putz in the 2-0 group. One of them will have that opportunity. We'll have that race for you about 15 minutes from now. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.